Problem solving, thinking math. In solving math problems in the real world, you need to think and analyze the problem carefully to determine what needs to be answered. Before we look at the problem from the workbook, I just want to share with you, I have 3 businesses. We do accounting, we do machine work, I have a publishing company, and we do all kinds of things with numbers. We don't just get this, you just add 2 numbers or subtract 2 numbers or whatever they are. We have all kinds of complicated problems. We got to think. They just don't give you like you have in a workbook, just take away $50 from $175.35. We have to think when we do math. So this problem is to help you to learn to think when you're doing math. Let's read it. Larry and Stacy took their family on a camping trip up to the mountains for a week. They loaded the van and took $550 along. So there's one number that we have to remember. They took that along with them. The trip from their home to the camp was 456 miles. They traveled an additional 126 miles. So there's 2 figures there, sightseeing and shopping. They spent $87 for the campsite and $334 for food and gasoline. The gasoline cost them $127. Now, there's a lot of numbers on there, but you have to think. Now, there's questions A, B, C, D, and E. So you have to now look at the problems, and then from here, get your answers from them. But don't, it's too difficult. No, come on. You want to think, start using your brain, and try to solve some of these problems. That's the real world. You are in the meat market, and you want to purchase a package of pork kidneys for $1.89, a package of pork tails for $2.14, and a package of pork ears for $2.84. If you gave the cashier $20, how much money would you get back? Before we do the math, I'd just like to share with you, my father came from Germany, and he was trained as a butcher, and I ate pork kidneys, pork tails, pig feet, and pig brains. I don't eat them anymore, but I did then when I was a child. My father would bring them home, and you have to eat what your parents set before you. I never ate pig ears. And we want to know, if you gave the clerk $20 and you bought these 3 items, and people still today eat them, pork kidneys, pork tails, and pork ears, how much money would you get back? So let's add the 3 items together. That's $1.89, $2.14, and $2.84. So 9 plus 4 is 13, plus 4 is 17. 1 plus 8 is 9, 10, 18. Carry the 1, 2, 4, 6. So if you bought these 3 items, pork kidneys, pork tails, and pork ears, you would have to pay $6.87. Now you gave the person a $20 bill. And we have to deduct then the $6.87 from the $20. Now we cannot take 7 from the 0. We have to borrow all the way from the 2 over here. So this becomes a 1, this becomes a 10. Then we borrow from that 10, this becomes a 9, this becomes a 10. Then we borrow from that 10, this becomes a 9, this becomes a 10. Now we can take 7 from 10, that's 3. 8 from 9 is 1. 6 from 9 is 3. And we bring down the 1. And so the change you would get is $13.13.
Please pause the video now and complete the problems in your workbook. When finished, press play, and we'll continue with the next lesson.